welcome back to another video. If you're new to this channel, my name is Patricia. Hit the subscribe button and join my journey. So guys, today's video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be talking about Grenfell Tower. As many of you may know who know me and Ivan, him and his parents were victim of Grenfell Tower, the fire that happened in the UK 3 years ago. So it was a building where many families lived and many families lost their loved ones on that tragic night. We're going to talk a little bit. Ivan and his parents never spoken to anyone, no journalists, no TV shows, to no one about this, apart from a newspaper in Spain, I think.
Yeah.
A
couple news people in Spain, and that was just because us and another family were the only Spanish families around in that block.
The building. Yeah, so they did do one for them, but apart from that, he hasn't even really ever opened up with me about it. When the first time he opened up to me was about a few months ago, because he's seeing someone for it. So yeah, guys, let's just quickly say him and his parents are okay, thankfully. Nothing happened technically to them, but they lost a lot of people that they knew in the building. So we're gonna start by, do you want to answer the questions first, and then it can just kind of link into the story. So I asked on Instagram and Snapchat if there was any questions people wanted to ask Ivan, because a lot of people, sometimes are skeptical to talk about the subject, which is understandable, because it's always a weird subject to talk to someone about. So especially me, I get a lot of questions asked because they don't like to ask him, so they come and ask me. So I just thought it would be better to ask him some questions. Also helps him to just link into the story instead of just talking about actually what happened. So I got a few questions. I'm gonna ask them. I had to write them down. So bear with me, guys. So the first question is, how did Ivan feel when he found out about the fire? But they said, how did I feel and how did you feel? Guys, I didn't live in the tower. I was living at my parents'. He was living with his parents. We were together for 3 years at the time. So yeah, we wasn't living together. He was at his parents', I was at mine. Yeah, but you can see. How
did I feel?
Yeah, how did you feel
when my parents called me? I don't know. It was one of them ones where there had been fires in the tower before. So when my mum said that it was a fire in the tower, I was like, okay, I'll meet you downstairs, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch the news because obviously I left straight away as soon as my mum called.
Because the fire happened at 1 o'clock in the morning, basically.
5 to 1.
Yeah, so it was during the night. So even at that time, he was at my house. His mom did call him, but he didn't answer because he had his phone on silent. And
don't do that, guys. You never know what's an emergency.
That's something we don't do anymore now. We have it at least on vibration. We don't have it completely on silent during
one
night
of our
anymore.
phones is always on loud and the other one's on vibrate.
Well, now it's connected to my Fitbit, and it's connected to my watch. So if it does ring, we will be notified. But yeah, his mom, and then because she couldn't get reach of him, she called
your mom,
my mom, and then that's when my mom came into the room and told us that the building. I don't think you thought it was that serious, because I said
that's what I was saying, that there had been fires before, but they were all just contained to the one flat or the flat above.
Yeah.
But apart from that, it was never a massive thing. So I just thought, you know what, I'll meet them downstairs, and then hopefully we can go back upstairs in the next couple of hours or whatnot. Yeah, because I even said to you, do you want me to go with you? And you're like, oh no, it must not be nothing major. When he left the house, obviously I had work the next morning. So when I was in my room. I don't know, something was telling me, when you get that instinct. I'm a very person that goes with if I'm feeling something is wrong, I always know something's gonna happen. So when I was in the room, I was like, oh, let me just turn on the news just in case it is on the news, because everything is so quick in the UK. And straight away when I turned on the news, I saw how severe it was, but I didn't tell you. You called me and I didn't say anything. I just let me know when you I texted you, I said let me know when you reach there, and then when you reached there, you were like, this is big. And this is big. Yeah. I mean, I could feel the heat.
My parents live in Tulse Hill, guys, so it's South London, and the firefighters from there will go into the fire. So that's how big.
I mean, I could feel the heat from Park Lane. and from Park Lane, which is sort of Mayfair area, down to the Grenfell Tower is still quite a while. So
it was yeah.
And it was a hot summer's day, man. Like that week was scorching heat.
Yeah, it was really hot.
It was hot. I was glad that I only had a pair of shorts.
Yeah.
Imagine
how I felt about it, guys, because they asked me, so how did I feel about it?
How did you feel
to be
about
fair,
it?
like it was really mixed emotions, because it's never something it's not something that you wake up here like, oh my god, this is gonna happen to me, you know. And then obviously you would think, I thought, okay, the fire is like that, but they're gonna be able to like stop it, because it wasn't on your side of the house. It was on the other side that it started,
no, so
right?
it was on. Yeah, so it was.
Your
on
flat would basically go like that, like from one corner to another, right?
Yeah.
They started on the fourth floor, fourth or first?
Fourth floor, yeah.
Floor. And they lived on the 13th floor, guys.
Yeah, so bang in the middle.
Yeah, so we obviously thought, like, we didn't think it was gonna reach that high. Like when I saw it on the news, I mean, you could see it was bad, but it was just barely started. So, you know, Evan's mum says that when she left the building, because you might as well say like what happened to your parents and how they came out. You say it, I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, so basically one of our good neighbours come back from dinner, and he basically got on the lift with a neighbour that lived on the 4th floor, so that was very lucky, because otherwise they would have just gone upstairs and God knows what could have happened. So they jumped on the lift with our neighbour from the 4th floor, and as soon as the door opened, they saw the fire brigade. They asked what that happened and whatnot, and the fire brigade said, yes, it's all controlled, no worries, you can go back upstairs, or if you want, you can just go downstairs until we're finished, and then all good to go. So one of them went upstairs, one of them went downstairs. The one that went upstairs obviously knocked on the door for his kids and stuff.
Which is one of Evan's best friends.
Basically, they lived right across the landing of us.
Yeah.
So family best friends and stuff. So they knocked on the door and they said to my mum, look, there's a fire downstairs. The fire brigade said that is all controlled. However, we're going downstairs just in case, because you never know. My mum got up straight away. My dad still went to comb his hair.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. And then
his parents always kind of laugh about it, which is like...
Yeah, like they got into a mini argument because my mum was cussing. She was like, listen, if you don't go, I'm going without you.
Because Evan's mum literally just went with her nightgown and slippers. As
and my dad
genuinely
just went with like a top, shorts and slippers.
No, your dad wore jeans. Your dad,
no, you didn't have
or
jeans.
like, no, but
shorts.
His shorts were like a going out shorts. It wasn't just like, your mum was literally her sleeping gown, like what she sleeps with, that's what she left with. So it always took
no wallets.
Nothing.
No.
The only thing they took was their phones, because it was right next to them, innit?
Phone and key, and that's all they took. And an oyster, because obviously my mum's got the little book in it, so she puts the oyster in there.
In her phone, yeah.
And apart from that, they were cussing. My mum was cussing my dad, because obviously he went to do his hair and all that to look nice for the outside world. And they just got out as soon as.
But they went by stairs, guys. So when they went down, they went by stairs, and even
fire tip: never use a lift when there's a fire.
Yeah, even mum, you shouldn't anyway. But obviously, sometimes with like your fear and you just sometimes I don't know. I wasn't in that situation.
Also, lifts. If there is a fire, lifts should completely stop working. Anyway,
which they didn't. By the way, guys,
they were still working by the time.
And there was no.
No fire extinguishers.
And there was no fire alarms either, guys. There was no fire alarms anywhere. So, I mean, there was fire alarms, but they weren't going on. Because bearing in mind, the fire started more severe on the outside.
No, on the inside.
Yeah, but like on the outside, like that shouldn't happen to a building on the outside. That's how it kind of progressed, is because it was on the outside. So the next question that they asked us was, what helped you get through all the pain and trauma you went through?
I don't know, to be fair. To be fair, there was a very big hole, because obviously I'm just going to link in with another question that you've got there, where it asks how long did I live in Grenfell Tower. So I was born and raised in RBKC. I think I moved to Grenfell Tower when I was 9 months old. So that was what?
He was basically
20,
there.
Born and raised in Grenfell Tower, so 22 and a half years. And then obviously when you get all of that taken away from you, because we genuinely lost everything that we ever had, I sort of hit home and said, it got to a point where I just said to my mum and my dad, look, why don't we just go to Spain? and live in Spain. We've lost everything in the UK. Everything that you've ever worked for, you've lost. Everything that you've ever worked for in regards with me, you've lost. So
yeah,
this might be God telling us, look, this
I remember your mum had like this little box of bare little baby clothes and bills for like.
So you lost everything that you had in regards to me and in regards to you, your family. Like my mum was the only woman out of the 5 brothers, the 6 brothers and sisters. So she had all her like gold and stuff from my nan, and it's like Spanish gold is quite expensive, and you lost everything. So you just sort of think, okay, so if I have to restart my life.
Yeah, because I think it wasn't the things that you can buy just going down the road. It's all the like.
It's all the sentimental value.
I think for me as well, what was really sad was when you guys got to my house the day. So basically, the fire happened, and during that day, that morning, you guys were obviously trying to.
Yeah. So that night we stayed off. That night when I got there, we met up outside, and we went to a friend's house who lived just opposite the tower. And we were there from like 3 o'clock in the morning until the next evening at like 8, 9. And then we went to her mum's house.
You guys were basically nearly 24 hours awake.
Basically, no, we were. Yeah, we were.
So they came
because
over.
we couldn't sleep that night.
Yeah, they came over to my mum's. They stayed over then for that night.
Yeah.
And that night also, like, I remember being at work and like not knowing how to like. With you, it's like obviously I knew how to talk to you and stuff, but like not knowing what to say to your mom and your dad. And bearing in mind, guys, yeah, just a quick thing. The reason why that year was so crazy is because Ethan lost his granddad in January. In June, the fire happened. Then he lost his grandma in August.
Yep.
All from the same family. So this grandma and granddad is the dad's side. So his dad lost his mom, his dad.
The fire, his life,
and then in sister. January, where he was meant to be going to Spain for the because in Spain they do like a church of like a year,
like someone's passed away. Funeral.
Yeah, so like the yearly funeral.
And we were meant to go to Spain.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
I had to come back, so I had to come back to work, but they had to stay because his auntie died. So. Yeah. Which was Ivan's dad's sister, so it was a big like. Yeah,
that year was more or less like 2020, where you can just rub off my calendar.
Yeah, so there was a lot, I think, as well. It was just too much. I think what helped you as well was it was very close to going away on holidays because we had holidays booked and stuff. So, but bearing in mind, guys, he had to buy like a whole new everything to go on holidays. Remember? I
had to spend a lot of money.
He had nothing, literally.
Generally, I had a pair of shorts, a top,
you was using my dad's clothes like some days after. Yeah. Like he wouldn't like because they had. Near there, it's called what's it called again? Where we go. So
we had there was a setup put in place where people were donated clothes and food and stuff, but I just didn't like going there and picking up the clothes.
Yeah, he told me once, so I feel very uncomfortable to go and pick up stuff.
So I was just using your dad's stuff, but
yeah, it was a bit.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, but I think the community came together really nicely though. That's something I can definitely say.
I had to spend bare money on clothes.
Yeah. Bare. It's crazy. Thinking about that, it's like you had nothing and God, that's crazy. But yeah, I was saying, when your mum got to the house and I didn't know what to like say to her, it was really sad because the only thing your mum said to me was like, I've lost everything. And she just broke down in tears like. And it was very like.
No, they weren't going to go on holidays. Do you remember?
Yeah, they weren't going to go, and then we bought them the tickets for them because they were not going because they were going to go by car. And then
but they couldn't take the car out.
And then obviously because of everything happened, they didn't want to go because they didn't want people to think.
Oh, the charity that like the charities helped us financially to sort of buy the clothes and whatnot. So my parents didn't want people on the outside to think that we were using the money that was given by us to charity towards holidays.
But that was silly because the fire took away your stuff. It didn't take away the money you had in the bank.
No, I know.
You know what I'm saying? So if people even said that, for me, you're horrible people. Because at the end of the day, I'm giving my truthful opinion. If you dare to ever say that, I've never come across anyone saying that to me. It's the first person I ever hear saying that to me. I'm gonna like fume. Because at the end of the day, you don't lose your money.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's people that are financially stable. And guys, not everyone that lived in that building, gonna say it now, was poor and was on social housing, because a lot of people, they actually had their flats bought.
Yeah.
So it does not mean that they were poor, whatever. It has nothing to do with that. Like I was saying, the fire didn't burn their money. People still had money in their accounts. It's just the fact that it's not the same going shopping for a few things and going shopping for a whole new wardrobe. You don't have pants. You don't have nothing. You don't even have a place to live. Like, people were living in the gym that we go to in Westway. Like, people were sleeping there.
That's one of your questions, actually. I think it is.
You know, like, one of the questions, like, did they get rehoused quick?
No,
you guys went to a hotel.
Yeah, but people before the hotels were only placed a week, I believe, after the fire, because there was people sleeping.
Yeah, because you slept at my mum's for like a good week. Yeah,
and there was people sleeping, because people were sleeping at the Westway. I remember this really perfectly, sad. Like very vividly.
I think the
people
worst...
were sleeping. It felt like a refugee camp.
No, the worst for me, I'm going to be honest, guys.
On sleeping bags at the Westway Sports Centre for a week, until they started to sort out hotels. It's a bit tricky because people lost all the documents. So how do you prove that you did actually live in Grenfell Tower?
Yeah, I know, because there was a lot of people that lost scams.
I mean, people lost all their. My parents did it. My mum lost all her documents related to Grenfell Tower. So how would, like, it is quite tricky.
So did you?
No, I didn't. I had my wallet.
Oh, so you had. Oh, yeah, you had
I had my driver's license and stuff. So, but it's from being tricky doesn't take away the fact that they were very slow.
Yeah, I think
because there was ways that they could have done it. They could have just gone to like the tenancies and go
for me was
flat by flat.
Getting to Westway and seeing all the children there like that. Like, it was so horrible. Especially I work with kids, like, so like I know what this affects children, and it's like, you know, a kid shouldn't be looking. And the Westway, guys, is literally
opposite
there. Like, this is Westway, and the building is there. So these kids are looking at a building where they're meant to be going home to and feeling safe, looking at this building, still burning, bearing in mind, because it burned for a few days after. 2-3 days, Might not have had flames, but it was burning, and not knowing if it could fall down at any minute, because it could have.
Yeah, I think they said that it was
but it kind of moved or something like that. But it could have fallen, even if they said, "Oh no, we proved it." Like, anything can happen.
No, but that's
nothing
what people
is impossible. And they were there so close to it every day, having to wake up. Like, being with all these other people around.
Well,
and
do you know what? It's just a sense of not knowing where you belong. That's it.
Not having nowhere to go.
You just have nowhere to go. So what do you do with your life? Like, everything gets muddled up. You don't know what to do. Genuinely, you're completely baffled. You're baffled at the fact that, am I alive? Yes, but what's my purpose now? Do I go to work? No, because I can't be bothered. One, that I can't be bothered. Two, I've got so much stuff on my head that I can't even focus on making my way to work. It's just,
you stopped studying.
I've stopped studying.
Even was at uni, you stopped.
So yeah, it's
and I think what was hard as well, I think for you, this is seeing it from the outside, was your parents' like lack of English as well, and then having to sort out your stuff, having to sort out their stuff. That was a lot. Like, there was so much paperwork and so much.
How long did it take my family to
get rehoused, basically?
Right. So in terms of rehousing, we went again, as I said, to your mum's house for a week.
Yeah.
And then so this happened on a Thursday. I mean, on a Wednesday night. So from Thursday the following week, or Friday, we got moved into a hotel, but we were there for a month, and that's just because my mum's diabetic, so she couldn't have her insulin without being in a fridge.
Yeah, your parents were quite, like, they didn't mind, like, because after they went to a temporary house.
Yeah, so they were quite adamant to move from a hotel because of my mum's diabetes.
Because no one wants to live in a hotel. A hotel is for holidays. You was away from your parents, your room was separate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? You're eating food from the hotel every day, and it's not like it's got
they had big 4 choices, man. 4 choices.
Bearing in mind, like, what
pizza.
Taking people.
I'm not saying that the food was bad,
but not eating every day.
Pizza, Angus beef burger, lamb shank.
Your dad liked
soup.
that one.
My dad loved it.
Yeah,
I did always eat a pizza, and that's why I got fat.
But yeah, guys, it was.
And then soup, and that was our main meals. And then obviously you have an all you can eat breakfast, like English breakfast, every single day.
Let's talk about now a little bit, like, how it felt coming from holidays, and then because obviously this happened in June. We was meant to go. Remember, we was meant to go to Disneyland that weekend. We didn't go, and then, which actually we were very lucky. They changed our
dates to September.
Dates and everything, which we were very lucky. And then we went on holidays in August for 2 weeks only, though, and it was a very quick holiday.
It was a very quick holiday.
And then we got back, and I think that's when it kind of hit, because it hit me kind of weirdly as well when we came back.
I mean, you're going to a brand new house. You're going to a house that's not yours.
And it's just not home. It's not about the house. It's not a home. But like, it takes a while to build a home, like to feel safe in a place and, you know, get your stuff back.
And we're going, like, we were living in Victoria. Like, from North Kensington to Victoria, there's a massive change in zone.
Yeah,
so,
I know, because I did it.
in area. So it's, like, you're going from where you're full of community stuff and, like, all your friends, best friends and stuff are at the tower and the surrounding areas, to now having to live in central London and then having to commute into the tower every single day, 2-3 times a day. And sometimes you just basically, because you had nowhere to go, you just used to spend the whole day at the Westway. Generally, because you just have, it's no point, there was no point going back to Victoria then going back to the Westway.
I think it must have been just so horrible, those families that, obviously in the inside you knew that your loved one passed away, but not having physically answers, like it must be so, like, I can't even imagine
I think what's worse is not knowing where they are.
Yeah, just not knowing what happened.
That's the worst. That is the worst possible thing. Like, that is genuinely the worst possible
literally
thing.
Guys, I pray every day and I thank God every day that, like, Evan's parents got out, because boy, I can't even imagine. Like I say all the time, like, it's just crazy. And it's not even just like what happened. I think it's a long-term effect. Like, even when we moved into this place, there was like, we was here for what, 2 nights, remember that? And it was quite hot. Was it? Yeah, because it was around May when we moved in, June, yeah. And I remember you smelling smoke, remember? And obviously, like, this whole building is new to us. No one really lived except downstairs, one person. And we panicked. Like, we were like panicking. Well, you were more panicky than me. I was like, maybe it's just like someone is like, oh, but it's at night, like, who's going to be doing? And then obviously what happened was we just realised that basically if anyone smokes downstairs in the garden or whatever, the smoke comes up, and it was smoke, but you went to the kitchen, you went downstairs, remember, you went, I think it's the thing after as well, I think.
One funny anecdote, do you remember when we left, because we obviously had to leave this place for 6 months whilst they fixed up the floor, which still isn't properly done. There was a fire alarm in the hotel that went off at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God, yeah, we were sleeping so peacefully, guys, like.
And I was the only bugger.
We lived in a hotel for 2 months as well, in September, October.
I was the only bugger of our floor that came out the room to see what was happening. No one left the room.
And it was on for a good 5 minutes.
And I even called the concierge, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's a mistake."
Yeah.
You don't make those mistakes, mate.
That was very scary as well.
That was quite scary.
That day. We jumped, like, we panicked straight away.
I couldn't fall asleep
after that. Like, oh, I remember. Yeah, that was horrible.
But yeah.
We don't want to talk too much about, like,
in terms of the politics.
Yeah, I think we, like, everyone's got very different opinions to that. Not just different opinions, guys, but there's just certain stuff, because it's in court and things like that, there's certain things that can't be said and can't be shared. And even if they can be shared, I just think it's best not to share it. Because obviously people watching this can live in the borough and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, we actually live in Hammersmith and Fulham now, but the building is still RBKC, so still Kensington and Chelsea Borough. So yeah, we still live within the borough, but the building is, we live not in the borough, but we live I can't explain it.
What you've just said, you repeated earlier. We live in Hammersmith and Fulham, but the buildings are RBKC.
Yeah, okay, fair. But yeah, so that's what we still pretty much. We're literally 10 steps away from, like, the in between. Yeah. But yeah, guys, so we don't really want to talk too much about that. But let's just say that I don't think everything was done correct. But then again, you know, let's think about something so big and so huge, you know, to get it done perfectly. It would have never been done right. Let's just say it that way.
It would have.
I don't think so, because there's too much emotions.
But then you can avoid all this the whole thing. That's the truth to be said. You can avoid the whole thing.
Yeah, there was a lot of things.
Bearing in mind that there's still buildings with the cladding and insulation that Grenfell Tower had.
So guys, I'm going to ask another question that was sent to me, which was, how long did it take for them to be placed in a new home house?
So my parents got placed into their permanent home in November the 6th, day before my birthday. And us, it was...
The same year, guys.
Yeah, so 2017. Yeah. And us was in 2018. 2018.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we went to our temp one in roughly the same time as your mum, because when I started my new job.
Yeah. And then I signed the tenancy agreement for my permanent one in
May, 25th of May.
In November.
Oh,
I signed it.
Oh, you signed it? No, you signed it here.
No, exactly. I signed it, but I only moved in on the 25th of May.
Even I think you signed it on the 25th
No.
of May. I've got a picture on Snapchat.
No, that's impossible because I signed my tenancy and then they made us stay with my parents because they were fixing a mistake that they made. So basically what happened was when we signed, they realised that they couldn't have... Oh no, sorry, I accepted my property in November.
You accepted it in November, you signed it?
I accepted it on November.
I remember because you gave me the keys that day, like as an anniversary gift.
You're gonna have to...
What?
Come on. So I accepted it in November, but then I accepted something that was completely different to what I've got now.
So what happened was you came to see it, you filmed it to me, I remember, and the kitchen looks completely different, the front door was completely different. What else was different? Yeah,
Thanks
just it was mainly the kitchen. Okay, sorry.
Jeez.
Sorry, you do it to me all the time.
Yeah, so basically what happened is that they didn't have the metal separator for like the heat diffuser.
So basically always fire checks, basically. Well, the fire checks wasn't done.
They didn't do it properly.
It didn't pass the fire checks. So you changed literally, no, it wasn't a year, it was
not 11 months. 11 months.
So just before the anniversary, we were settled.
11 months, yeah.
For the first year of the fire, we were moved into permanent. However, there was people that were still in hotels for many.
I mean, there's still, I think, some people in
hotels, temporary homes, because people are not accepting, you know, anything less than what they had, which is
we had a massive flat.
Yeah, it
the
was
Christmas
really big.
Before the fire, we fit something like 35 people.
I think the views were so beautiful in Grenfell Tower.
In a flat, guys. In a flat.
And it was so bright, like it was so
Generally,
different.
I had a 360, well not 360, but a 180 view of London. So
it was
genuinely
a beautiful view, especially at night. I think as well. It was like
I could nearly see airplanes landing at Heathrow's terminal. That is how the view was. Generally,
but yeah,
people that know GlaxoSmithKline's building.
It's such a shame we don't have like a video.
No.
Like we have pictures inside the tower. If I find some, I'll put them around. But we don't have like of the view. We don't have of like actually how it looks. Like sometimes I picture it.
Yeah.
Like walking through it, you know. Yeah. And just bear in mind, guys, that a lot of people did complain about how the building was.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of complaints from the community of like how the building actually was on the inside. Like, a lot of people weren't happy with certain stuff and things like that, and that's why their community, like around Grenfell Tower, are quite upset because it wasn't just like you wasn't aware. I said it to you many times. Remember, like, this building doesn't look safe whatsoever. Like the inside of the building just didn't look safe. I don't know what it was. It was all
no, the inside was safe. It was the outside that wasn't safe.
Remember all those, like when they were doing the construction, they had all the pipe work outside.
That's after the refurb. Yeah.
I know, it was just weird. Like,
before the refurb, that was probably one of the safest buildings.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about like
after
when when
they had gas pipes going through the main halls and stuff.
Yeah, it was just
through the staircase. The only fire exit staircase there was gas pipes.
I think there's a lot we wish we could say, but we can't. So we have to keep it quiet and thing. But maybe one day we can.
Yeah, one day I can speak openly about it.
We are filming this on Friday, so on Sunday, unfortunately, they're not going to be able to do any get-togethers normally every year. The survivors and the victims, the families of the victims, the bereaved and the survivors get together, which we always see Adele there. Yeah. Adele always comes every year, which is really, really nice.
And Lily Allen.
I didn't recognise her until you told me.
You didn't?
I would love to see her now because she's lost bare weight. She must be so different now, isn't it? I did not recognise her.
Stormzy's always there, so big up Stormzy.
Yeah, so it's really nice that you can see that it gets remembered, and I really, really hope it's a day that everyone will always remember and make sure that we always fight for justice, guys, because no one should ever lose their life in their home, where it's a place where you're meant to be safe, where it's a place that you make so much memories, and it's just not fair of all the families that had to part from their loved ones from something so tragic that happened. Because again, what can we say, the social living, not social
housing,
yeah, social housing gets pushed under the rug again, and it's not fair, guys. So, you know, should never, I don't know, it's
never feel inferior.
There's a lot to say, but we can't say it, so
but
yeah.
Never feel inferior because you come from social housing background.
That's also true, because he got a lot of comments. You know, he was once at a cafe.
Yeah, and they were like, oh, social housing, people who live in social housing are low lives. My mom had to stop me from.
We've had people saying, like, we've heard not physically saying to us, because I would never allow someone to say that to me, but other people that are victims and survivors from the like, have people say to them, like, oh, why are you guys complaining? Like, you guys got money from charities and stuff, and it's like, what the hell's wrong with people? Like, what would you do if your house burnt down? Like, I honestly, I don't get some people's way of thinking. I don't get some people's way of anything, and it just disgusts me that there's people out there that even say things like that. But you know,
that's the world we live in anyway.
Yeah, it's just the way it goes. And yeah, which I'm just very, very grateful they're here with us today to be able to share this story. There's a lot more to say, guys, but we can't, as we've said like 5 times in this video.
I do paid interviews also.
But yeah, if you guys do want to ask questions and keep asking us questions, we don't mind answering them. As I said, this is the first time Evan's ever really spoken about it, guys, so like, let's give him a round of applause. This is good. And yeah, that's why we've got this one, guys. We got him because it's helping Evan get through a lot and making this place that we're living at right now feel like home. Because before, even though we lived here, Evan spent most of his time always at his parents because he just didn't feel happy. Let's just put it that way. He just wasn't happy.
To be fair, I'm not happy in the UK.
Yeah, he just but I'm talking about the house. Like, you loved Grenfell Tower. You loved your house. Like, you loved it. So you loved just the fact that your best friend was just across the literally 10 steps away.
If he didn't answer his phone, I'd just knock on his door.
You know, it was.
But now he doesn't answer his phone.
And it was funny because he was actually meant to live next to us.
Yeah,
but
he was meant to
chose
live
a different house
next door. Yeah.
But yeah.
Now, if he doesn't answer his phone, I have to get on my car and drive to his house. And
literally, and he never answers the phone.
And he never answers his phone.
But yeah, that's why we've got that one. That's why that one came into our lives, guys. Because we didn't. Oh well, he've always wanted dogs.
Yeah.
I've never really wanted a dog. Not because I don't like dogs. It's just because of the work and stuff. But it's helping. It's helped him a lot. So we're thankful for that. We should have called him like
Flash.
Yeah, it just suits him, innit? But yeah, anyways, we're going so out of subject here. So yeah, guys, so Sunday we are going to be putting flowers. We have time slots because of not being with a lot of people, so it's going to be like every time slot, I think it's like 60 people there, obviously distancing because there's enough space to distance, and we're obviously going to be in the out space as well.
Yeah.
So we're going in the morning. I did want to film. I don't know if I am going to film, so it might not be in this video because I feel like it's a time where people grieve and stuff. It's not really nice to be filming and stuff. We're just going to put flowers. Yeah, that's all that's going to happen. We can't get together, unfortunately, everyone as they wanted to. But if you do want to show your support, as I said, you can go and leave your flowers. And
they can't leave their flowers.
Oh yeah, they can't. But they can go there, just be distant from everyone.
You can go around the area.
And they leave notes as well on fences and stuff. So if you want to do that, you can.
You can go around the Ladbroke Grove area, and
but it is gonna be restricted to the survivors
and
bereaved and victims and stuff. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is just a little insight of what Ivan went through and his family. If you've watched until now, maybe leave in the comment section down below a little green heart to show that you do support justice for Grenfell, and we will always have those people in our hearts. of everyone that lost their lives there. And yeah guys, thank you once again for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.